Welcome back to Sailing Joy. Last time,
And this has been a deal that I was telling you guys about. Unbelievable. We went over there like for a dinghy ride and we were amazed. Probably one of the most beautiful places I have ever been in my life.
São umas coisas que sobem e afundam. Tem um isopor. Ai, perdi agora.
it's 5 o'clock in the morning. We are here in Cadiz and we're gonna go to Gibraltar today. It's gonna be a 70 nautical miles leg. This one is the one that we're very tense about because of the Orca attacks that we have heard from several boats. We had done a little research just this year. 150 boats have been attacked. So we have chosen to go take a route that is very close to the coast. So it's gonna take us about 15 hours to 16 hours to get to Gibraltar. So we're starting very early. So we chose a day that there's not much wind. We're probably gonna motor all the way to Gibraltar. So we're gonna be registering this trip here, and we're gonna be leaving in a moment.
Bem escuro ainda, tá um vento chatinho, tá uma garoa bem fininha. O céu lá em cima tá carregado. Tá na hora de ir embora. Horas da manhã, acabamos de sair da marina aqui de Cadiz, na Espanha. Agora o destino é Gibraltar. Queria ter trocado de casaco porque o que eu coloquei não estava tão quentinho. E também agora começou a chover. O Duda ligou outro motor do barco, não sei porquê. A gente tá bem dentro do canal aqui, saindo do porto. Tá uma ondulaçãozinha bem chata. E tá garoando bem fininho. Então esse casaco aqui ele é ótimo porque... Ai, ferrou meu zíper. Esse casaco é ótimo porque ele, além de ser quentinho, ele não deixa chover, molhar. Então você coloca ele, pode chuva tranquilamente, ó, pode fechar até aqui em cima, parecendo um astronauta. O nosso dia hoje vai ser longo. A gente vai navegar mais ou menos umas 12, 13 horas até o canal de Gibraltar. Vamos passar pela área das baleias, mas a gente tá seguindo todos os protocolos e não vai acontecer nada. A gente vai ter histórias para contar. Assim, sou uma pessoa muito corajosa, me considero, né? Mas confesso que essa noite eu meio que perdi o sono. Acordei várias vezes, sonhei já com as orcas. E assim, tô um pouquinho apreensiva de passar ali, porque tipo, é a área delas, né? E essas baleias, elas não são amigáveis. Mas a gente vai dar tudo certo. Agora o acessório principal, meu coletinho salva-vidas. Esse daqui eu só tiro ele pra dormir mesmo. Porque não dá pra ficar sem. Ele é bem confortável até, que não precisa de um colete salva-vidas. Você engata aqui. Tem mais um cabo que engata lá embaixo da bunda. Pra você ficar bem preso. Se cair na água aí o negócio não sai. Isso aí, agora partiu pra guerra. Look do dia. Preparada pra chuva. Saindo aqui no canal de Cadiz, na Espanha, com destino a Gibraltar, e agora a gente vai passar na área mais temida, na área das baleias, das orcas assassinas, que estão atacando os barcos aqui nessa região. Então tem até uma área ali que eles recomendam não navegar, totalmente proibido. A gente vai bem pela costa, para não correr o risco de encontrar com elas. E são mais ou menos 12 horas de viagem daqui de onde a gente está até Gibraltar. Não vai ter nada de vento, nada de onda. Se a previsão não errar, não vai errar, espero. E é isso, torçam pela gente, vai dar tudo certo.
And on the last minute, the weather changed a little bit. So now we have wind right on the nose. It's gonna be like that for about 40 minutes. But the good thing is that whenever we're entering Gibraltar, the weather forecast is showing that it's gonna be, the wind's gonna be with us, not against us, like it was showing last night. So this is very positive. The bad part is that since we have the winds against for the next 40 minutes or 1 hour, instead of using one engine, which I usually use one engine only on a catamaran, I'm using two engines and I'm only moving forward at 5 knots, which is not very fast, making right now our trip about 15 to 16 hours to Gibraltar. And as you can see, the waves are a little bit higher than half a meter that was forecasted, which is fine. We're gonna have to endure for 40 minutes like this, and then I believe it's gonna be much better. Let's see.
Yes, Cordelia, please, channel 72.
I'm gonna go to channel 72 now because the guard post just sent a message saying that there is a boat in distress in front of us. They have been attacked by the Orcas. So I'm gonna listen here what is going on.
In this season of the year, there is a navigational warning advising, and well, for the moment there is no important attack. If you follow our advice, probably the Orcas will leave soon.
And that's not how we wanted to start our day, with a distress call from another vessel that had been attacked by the Orcas, just ahead of us. We had read so many articles about the attacks, and seen videos of the Orcas attacking catamarans and monohulls, to a point that they could not sail back to port and had to be towed. No one really knows the exact reason for the attacks.
Quase 8 horas da manhã aqui, e agora que começou a clarear o dia, tava super escuro, chovendo, vento de frente. Agora tá melhorando a situação. A gente nem tomou café antes de sair, porque queria sair rápido já para acelerar a viagem. Só comeu uma banana e agora a fome apertou. Tá rindo, né? Fome apertou e eu vou lá fazer um café pra gente agora com calma. Quer fome? Quer tomar café da manhã?
Gostaria de 2 torradas, um expresso, um suco de morango com mirtilo e aquela outra framboesa, por favor. Na minha torrada, um pouquinho de manteiga com sal. Pedi muito. 5 hours already that we have left Cadiz. Things are going very well. We can see other sailboats taking exactly the same route as ours. We just looked with the binoculars here, and there are some people diving over there. So it looks like there are no signs of whales around us.
E agora a gente chegou aqui na região de Barbate, que é onde realmente está acontecendo muitos ataques. E já aqui atrás já é totalmente proibido você navegar. Eles emitiram vários alertas passando as coordenadas. E a gente está costeando muito aqui esse paredão que tem para não passar daquela área. Nem parece, né, que acontece coisas sinistras aqui, tão calmo, tão bonito esse mar. Mas é aqui que as bichinhas trabalham. Algumas, né, que tem umas que trabalham mais lá para baixo.
and it was a constant fight with the engine's revs in order to keep a correct cruising speed that would put us arriving in Gibraltar before dark. There's no wind against us, just the current that is not helping at all. As you guys can see here, our speed over ground is almost 2 knots less than the boat speed, forcing us to navigate with 2 engines on. This is our chart plotter, and we are this little black boat here. We have decided to plot these little blue dots to indicate the no sailing zone, helping us to visualize it better. And we are right here in front of Barbate, exactly where all of the orcas have been attacking the boats that are passing by. We're really going very close to the coast, as you guys can see here, between half a mile and 1 mile, and which makes our way to Gibraltar way longer. But that's what we need to do in order to avoid the orcas, and crossing our fingers not to see any. So we have still probably 7 more hours to go to get to Gibraltar. And the day turned out to be beautiful. So it's sunny now, and very little wind. So we're just sailing with the Genoa over there because it's like 90 degrees. It's not that bad. It's helping just like half a knot because we have the engines on. We're very close to the coast, as I mentioned before, and it's been pretty calm so far. We just heard one report of a sail vessel entering Gibraltar this morning that got attacked by the orcas. Just confirmed that his rudder got ripped off and ripped out. Sorry, and he got towed into Tangier in Africa. He was not able to go to Gibraltar, so he's stranded over there now because I think the frontiers are closed, the borders are closed. So let's see what happens. So that was SB Cordelia, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna check it out later on to see how things are going with him over there. We have safely arrived here in Gibraltar. It was about 15 hours from Cadiz, but it was very good trip. I'm very happy, excited that we are here. We were kind of afraid of the orcas. We have heard so much about the encounters, and it was just me and Patricia on this leg that we really took all the precautions that we could, which was to go very near to the coast. So we have arrived here in Gibraltar. We're gonna stay here maybe 3-4 days before we enter into the Med. But it was a very good trip, and we really enjoyed this leg. May not seem much for a lot of people, but to me it's like a sense of accomplishment whenever you do a crossing like that. You know, get your boat in Les Sables and plan all of the legs that you have. This time around, especially having Patricia on board, I felt like more of the responsibility of having to plan the entire trip and making sure that the legs that I chose had very good weather, because you know it was imperative for her to enjoy it. And if the weather was good, there was not a lot of waves and everything else, you know, it was almost guaranteed she would have a good time. So I feel a sense of accomplishment arriving here in Gibraltar because of that. And she did have a good time. She just said to me, wow, it's amazing that we are here, and you know, I conquered my fears. For a lot of people that don't know, she doesn't even know how to swim, but you know, she wanted to learn how to sail and have this adventure. So for us, it's just the beginning. We're getting into the Med, and now we're gonna explore the entire Mediterranean Sea, the countries that we have here, and the places. So we're really looking forward to this next phase of our journey here with Joy.
Hoje eu tava bem apreensiva, muito apreensiva. Tipo, eu sou o tipo da pessoa que tem aquela filosofia, tá com medo? Vai com medo mesmo. Mas hoje, meu amigo, te falar, quase amarelei. Tava muito nervosa, nem dormi à noite. De manhã antes de sair ainda me deu um piriri, com dor de barriga, de nervosa. Nem acredito que eu fiz isso. Só eu e o Duda. Mas o Duda também, ele programou tudo certinho. Vento, ondas, a corrente para entrar aqui no canal. Então o dia tava perfeito e a gente só motorou, nem precisou usar a vela hoje. Mas lado bom, olha quanta história a gente tem para contar, quantas aventuras a gente já viveu. E agora a gente tá entrando na parte mais legal da viagem, que é o Mediterrâneo. Assim, tá quase terminando o verão, mas vai dar para aproveitar um pouquinho lá.
But that and much more we'll show you next week.